Hey guys, so for today's video, we are going to be diving into a ton of new makeup. If you were not aware, Selena Gomez launched her brand new makeup line, Rare Beauty, yesterday. It launched in Sephora stores where it is available exclusively. I hopped over there on my lunch break yesterday and spent around $155 on a ton of these new products so that I could test them out for you guys, give you the lowdown, and let you know what is actually worth your coin and what is not. So we are going to be testing out a ton of these products. I didn't pick up everything from the line, but I did pick up a majority of it. So I'm going to share with you what I got. We're going to play with it together. And then of course I will give you my final thoughts. So with that being said, let's jump into it and let's test out some Rare Beauty. So let's go over all the products I picked up. So I did pick up the foundation, of course. I picked mine up in the shade 240W. I believe that this does come in 42 or 43 different shades. They have a ton of different undertones. If you're unsure of your shade, you can go on the Sephora website and there is a description that lines up with the number as to what will work for what skin tone. So if you have neutral tones, olive tones, warm tones, cool tones, rosy pink, I mean, there is like everything. It definitely gives me Fenty Beauty vibes, like the way that this packaging even looks, how it's like this frosted component and just the shade ranges and all that kind of stuff. When I look at it, I can't help but kind of think of Fenty Beauty. I do have to be a little bit honest there. I do think that the packaging is very pretty though. This is very cute packaging. Obviously, there is some major differences in it, but I don't know why. I don't know why I get Fenty vibes. Now, I also picked up one of the Liquid Touch concealers in the shade 210N because I did want to go ahead and brighten a bit. I did go for a neutral tone for my under eyes. I feel like that works best for my dark circles. I always try to find something that's a little bit more neutral. So the packaging looks pretty much the same as the foundation. It's like a little mini version of it. Same component. I did pick up the Always an Optimist 4-in-1 setting and prep spray. So this is something that you can actually prep your skin. You can use it as a refreshing mist throughout the day. And of course you can use it to set down your makeup as well. When I went into Sephora, I kind of just went on a rampage and I was like grabbing one of everything that truly caught my eye. There are oils in this and I didn't read that when I was on my rampage grabbing like every product in sight. Typically, I wouldn't use a setting mist like this. I kind of feel like sometimes oils can break down your makeup at times and there is a lot of oil, but we're gonna try it out. Next, I have the Positive Light Liquid Luminizer. I did pick up the shade Enlighten. She has a ton of shades in these highlighters. I had a hard time picking out which one I wanted. I did just go for something that looked very what I thought would be the most sheer. Now this does look kind of silvery, but again, I have a feeling that this is just going to give you like a very natural lit from within glow. So that's why I went with this shade. And then just a couple more things. I picked up one of these Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blushes. This is in the shade Bliss. So some of the blushes come in a more satin glowy finish and then others come in a matte. I am a sucker for liquid blushes and highlights. So when I saw that that was launching in this collection, I'll be honest, that was pretty much what I was most excited for. And then last but not least, I picked up one of the With Gratitude Dewy lip balms and I picked this up in the shade Thankful. I really do like the packaging. It feels very soft and just very pretty and feminine. It just feels very like simplistic but gorgeous. And before I forget, she did launch a foundation brush and a concealer brush, but I opted to go with the sponge. When I was talking to the gal at Sephora, she was kind of helping me navigate the store and find everything that I needed. She did describe the foundation as like a soft matte finish. And with that being said, I knew right away that I wouldn't be giving the foundation a fair shot if I applied it with a brush. I do have dry skin. If I have a matte or a natural matte finish foundation, I already know that I'm going to be using a sponge with that type of product because of my skin. Now, this is what the sponge looks like damp. It is very soft. I am really excited about the way that this sponge feels. I love a very soft, not so dense sponge. It just makes for a better application. Sometimes when a sponge is too dense, you almost see like lines in the skin of like where you pressed your foundation, and I don't like that. So this feels very soft and bouncy and cloud-like. I do love the shape of this. I feel like you can apply a lot of different products with how this is shaped, which is really nice. You've got that point there, but you can get right under the eye when applying the concealer. So let's jump into it. I'm going to start off obviously with the foundation, and again, I did pick up mine in the shade 240W. You do get 1 fluid ounce. It does sound like there is like something in there to help shake the product. And it does have a doe foot applicator. This is a very runny consistency for sure. I'm just gonna work in sections because I don't know how quickly this dries down. So we're just gonna start with that. Go in with the sponge. Now this shade was described as a light medium shade with golden undertones. I'm actually glad that this isn't as light as I thought it would be. In fact, I feel like it's actually more of like a medium versus a light medium. Definitely would say it is a medium coverage. We are gonna try to build it up a bit, but those few dots really did distribute nice on the skin. Not bad though, but I can definitely see that it has like that powdery finish to it. So far trying this out, I am a bit on the fence. I'll be honest with you, but we kind of have to see how it sets down. Let's try to layer this just a bit. I did want to just start off with half my face so that you guys could see the coverage. I mean, it does build up to a nice coverage. Definitely medium. You can build it up. It doesn't look cakey. It does actually give you a very natural finish, but they are very correct in that if you do have dry skin, you definitely need to put on a moisturizing primer or just re-moisturize because it does have like that powdery finish. Like I already don't feel any tackiness on the skin. Like it's already setting down, but it's not exaggerating any texture. I don't see that it's clinging to any dry spots or anything. I am again shocked though that this is a little dark for me. Even though it was described as a light medium shade, I would definitely put this more in the medium category. I even have a little bit of color to my skin, believe it or not. I'm usually pretty good at picking out my foundation shades. Very rarely do I have a moment where I pick out a foundation and it doesn't work for me. So this one is a little bit dark. I don't see that it's oxidizing. It's staying true to shade, but it does have a pretty finish. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Let's move on to the concealer and see how that works. So again, I have mine in the shade 210N. So I'm gonna put these together so as you could see, one would have more of a brightening effect, which is what I was going for. Now this one has a different type of applicator. It's still a doe foot, but it has like a slant, if you can see that there, which is kind of cool. It makes it nice for getting in certain areas if you're trying to conceal, you know, under eyes, you're trying to get around the nose or cover up some more acne blemishes, which is nice. It does give you more of like a precision tip. Now this formula said that it is actually more of a luminous hydrating finish. It almost has like a whipped texture, it seems. So we're going to start off with one eye and see what type of coverage we get. Now I'm glad that this does have more of a hydrating texture to it because I don't mind matte concealers, but I do prefer more of a satin finish when it comes to a concealer because I feel like it accommodates more skin types. A lot of people have dry under eyes, and I feel like even if you don't, you can set a concealer down with a mattifying powder, and then you kind of can get the best of both worlds out of it. So that blended out really easily, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and layer this up just a bit. I really like the texture of the concealer. I'm trying to brighten things up as much as possible because the foundation shade, I don't know how much I like the color that I chose. I really like this applicator for the concealer. I like to use the flat angled end because I really like how it just sweeps the product on. It's really nice. And I really like this sponge. I want to brighten with the concealer, so I'm going to go just down the nose, right here, and right here. And I'm trying to offset the kind of harshness of this foundation. It's just a little dark for me. So I'm going to set the concealer down with some of the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. She didn't come out with any powders or anything quite yet. I'm using this one because I want to keep the luminosity going on my under eyes. It's not creasing too much, which is nice. Let's go ahead and move on to the blush and highlighter. So again, I picked up the Soft Touch blush in the shade Bliss. Oh, this one has kind of an interesting doe foot. So I'm just gonna start by dabbing this on the cheeks and use the butt of the blender and just start blending that in. I like to place my blush more this way versus directly on the apples of my cheeks because this will actually give your face a more lifted look. And wow, I am obsessed with the blush already. That's all it took. I'm typically a very big fan of cream blush, cream bronzer, cream highlighters. It's usually my thing. They just look so soft and natural. Look how beautiful that blush is. And that is effortless. It just blended right into the skin and looks super natural. That is stunning. The nice thing about this is that it blends easily and it's not too harsh. That is definitely a plus. Selena, you did that, girl. That is stunning. That is a beautiful product. Hands down, one of the best, I'm gonna say it, hands down, one of the best liquid blushes I've ever tried. Okay, now I'm really excited. Let's get to that highlighter because highlighting is my favorite part. My fingers have makeup on it and I'm dirtying up the packaging. I don't like that because it's so pretty. Again, in the shade Enlighten. I'm hoping that this just gives me that perfect, like super lit from within glow. Same type of doe foot applicator. This I think I'm gonna blend out with my fingers. Just gonna hit the high points. Very natural. Very wet looking, and when it hits the light, it is stunning. So far, the cream blush and the cream highlighter, I am 100% sold on so far. It is so pretty. Such a natural, gorgeous glow when it hits the light, and a little bit goes a long way. I might have even went just a little bit heavy on this side, but it's really pretty. That's gorgeous. I'm getting kind of, I don't want to say Glossier vibes from this, but it's almost as if they took like the idea behind Glossier with like this easy, simple, easy to blend makeup and then just upped it a notch like coverage wise. It's like for people who want like that no makeup or like that more natural look, but they want like a little bit more than natural. If that makes sense. Am I describing that properly? Like, I think that's why some people just can't get on board with Glossier because like, oh, you know, I love the idea of their products and what they represent and all this stuff, but it's just not giving me enough. Like, I want just like a little bit more. And I think that that's what this makeup does. And as we're sitting here and the concealer and the foundation is just settling and resting into the skin, this is beautiful makeup, you guys. This looks really stunning. Even without bronzer, I'm shocked. Like, I could even just do this and not even put bronzer on. I do want to try a little bit of powder bronzer though, just to kind of see how it sits on the skin. I'm going to take my Il Makiage Baked Bronzer in the shade Wannabe, and I'm just going to pop just a little bit of that on quickly, just to kind of contour things out a bit. I'm just going to dab it back here and go like this. I think I'm just going to go for a very plain, simple look. I'm actually going to just take some of my bronzer here and take this ColourPop E2. I'm just going to sweep some bronzer like into the crease, just to kind of carve out the eyes a bit. I really just want like the products to stand out right now. I'm gonna take this L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in the shade Amber Rush. And I'm just gonna put that all over the lid. And I think I actually want to take just a little tiny detail brush. I'm gonna dip into that liquid highlight again. I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of that. I'm just gonna pop that right on the inner corner here. A little bit up here on the brow bone. Let's go ahead and set everything down with some of the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist setting spray. I'm going to shake it up a bit because there are oils in it. Let's check out the mister on this bad boy. Pretty nice. I feel like it could even be a little bit softer, but let's just go with it. That smells amazing. Is there fragrance? It almost reminds me of like Aveda. Looks like there's orange oil in it. There's some sort of flower oils in it. Clove. I think it's the clove I'm smelling. Lavender oil, jasmine oil. There's bergamot oil in here. There are a ton of oils. I would say that if you are sensitive to that, or like you're sensitive to essential oils, I'd probably steer clear of this. But it is a nice mist and it smells fantastic. I want to put more on. Let's pop on some mascara here quickly, and then I will be right back with my final thoughts. So I popped on some of my favorite Huda Beauty Legit Lashes Mascara, and I almost forgot, you guys. Let's try out this lipstick. So this is the With Gratitude Dewy Lip Balm in the shade Thankful. Let's try this out. That color is perfection. I'm obsessed. With a lipstick, I just know, you guys. I just know. With certain lip shades and lip balms, I just know that I'm going to love the shade. Now, I would definitely classify this as a lipstick. I wouldn't call this a balm. And the formula is very juicy. It definitely has a balm texture. It's very pigmented and very slippery, but the shade is stunning. So here are my final thoughts. Let's go through each product and just kind of recap everything. Now, the foundation, definitely have a lot of thoughts on. At first, I couldn't tell if it was oxidizing or if it was just not totally the right shade for me. It did look a bit orange, a little bit yellowy on me, which again is strange because I do have warm undertone skin. That is my undertone. It's literally every single foundation I ever buy. I feel like I'm pretty good at matching my foundation to my skin. Very rarely do I have an issue with that. So this would definitely be my summer shade because it is quite warm. It is just a bit dark for me, but overall, after I let it sit on the skin, it looks gorgeous. It is truly like a second skin, and I am shocked that I like it as much as I do because I don't typically love matte foundations. I have some good ones that I enjoy, but they're not my favorite. I definitely don't reach for them that often, but this one I can definitely see myself reaching for. My skin just looks so soft and poreless and diffused. It's not settling in into any fine lines. It's not settling around the nose. I don't see it clinging to any dry patches or exaggerating anything or in my problem areas. And it did give me a nice amount of coverage. I did have some blemishes up here in this area, one down here, and I feel like with 2 coats, I did get a really good coverage out of it. I think it's nice. A little bit does go a long way. It does spread out nicely on the skin. I do like the serum texture. I do think that it does help with the spreadability, and it almost just feels like it's like a skincare item. And it does give you that second skin finish. The concealer, love this. I love this. Just looking at my under eyes, they look hydrated. They look brightened. It gives you just that perfect amount of coverage. If you are someone who likes something like very full coverage, you will have to layer this up, but you can. It doesn't look thick. It doesn't look cakey. I did layer it up myself, and I am really impressed with the finish. The undertones in this one, and this shade in particular, is perfect for me. Again, this was in the shade 210N, and it works gorgeously. It's not creasing, and it did set nice with the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I am obsessed with the blush and the highlighter. These are musts. I would say out of everything here, if you're interested in trying something, you have to try out the blush and the highlight. They are gorgeous. The highlight is so natural, so glowy, lit from within. I want more of the shades. I think there's like maybe like 6 or 7 different shades, maybe even 8. I'm not 100% sure, but I know there are several different ones. And there was like this golden champagne-y colored one that I was drawn to. And now I feel like I have to go back and get it because I am obsessed with the formulation. Blends well with your fingertips, looks gorgeous. The blush is foolproof. This is effortless. Again, if you're not someone who has a lot of experience with cream products and you want to get your feet wet, dive into that realm. I know I talk about that a lot with certain cream products and their ease of use, but this one is one of those products that falls into that. The blush is perfection, like perfection. Blended within a minute, beautifully with the sponge. So good, so good. The setting mist doesn't make my makeup feel heavy or anything. I was a little bit worried that it would feel very oily or possibly make it look like that my makeup is broken up, but it didn't. And I think that it actually helped set the makeup down even more so and give it even more of that beautiful like second skin finish. This makeup looks like easy makeup. That's exactly what it is. It is easy. It is effortless. It looks like you're not wearing anything. The lip product, I do like it. I feel like it's a little bit slippery. I think that for a balm, I kind of wish that it was just a little bit more sheer, but the color is gorgeous. They come in a ton of different shades. It's very comfortable on the lips. I don't see that it's getting all over my teeth right now or that it's slipping or sliding anywhere, but it's definitely a very melty texture. I wouldn't leave this in a hot car. Our friend on the motorcycle, right on time. I wouldn't leave it in a hot car, in your purse or a bag if you're leaving it anywhere where there's like a lot of warm temperatures because I feel like this would melt, like straight up. One thing I am noticing now with this though, I don't know if there's like a fragrance or something in it, but it almost tastes like sunscreen and I don't like that. It doesn't say there's any sunscreen. Oh, you know what? It doesn't say there's any sunscreen in it, but it does say that it can contain titanium dioxide, and that might be what I'm kind of tasting in this. Kind of has like that sunscreen lip balmy flavor, which may actually deter me from reaching for it very often. Again, I love it, and I love the way that it looks on the lips, and it's a beautiful shade. There is a taste, and I don't know how much I love that. The sponge, love the sponge. It's like 14 bucks. It's cheaper than a beauty blender, and it's super soft. And I think that it works perfectly with these products. Like this was definitely made for this foundation, for this blush, for this highlighter, for this concealer. This guy is amazing. I definitely love it. So overall consensus, I think that Rare Beauty is definitely worth checking out. I think that these products are gorgeous. I think they're worth the money. I love the packaging. I love the inspiration behind it. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, oh, here we go, another celebrity beauty brand. But Selena, I can't believe that you did this. And that's not to say that Selena wouldn't put out a good product, obviously. But, you know, as a consumer, sometimes you get a little bit skeptical of these celebrity brands. And I have to say that it's worth the hype. She did it. You did that, Selena. This is a gorgeous collection of products. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you are thinking about this collection. Did you pick anything up? Have you tried anything? What are your thoughts? Again, this is available exclusively to Sephora. It is in stores and you can order it online as well. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it, share it, and of course, please be sure to subscribe to my channel before you go. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching today. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave a heart emoji down in the comments. I love you guys and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Mwah. Bye guys.